I love being able to do the work. This work will be on our CCD 75 outreach channel on YouTube. Also chair of outreach. I am the chair of the annual committee. I love accountability. We are in a space where we need to make sure that our children are having what they need, that our district is accountable, and they are glowing and growing in a lot of ways. And so we're making sure that we're checking the boxes that we need for our children on all spaces, whether they're verbal, nonverbal, have whatever disability or intellectual diagnosis, whatever that may be, they are our children wherever they are. And if you need help, if you need advocacy, I am enjoying the space of being a parent who can help a parent. That is the reason that I'm here. And I'm loving meeting new people, building, linking, and making sure that we have space to grow for our parents and that you have spaces to learn what you need and have the resources that you need in all spaces. And I would love to continue that as a space of a council member and a co-president to help lead the charge in spaces where we make goals. I'll keep that. I talk a lot, so forgive me, but that'll be where I'll leave it there. Thank you.
So my turn to speak. Andrea Daniels, this would be technically my third year on the council, but second year for this term. I was on the council previously about 3 years back, and I did about a year back then. I have been on President's Council, CPAC for several years, Parent Association president, and different other positions of Parent Association. I've been on SLT in several different schools and districts for years on and off. I'm on several committees, including the committees for this council, which is the busing committee and safety committee for now. Trying to get a couple more committees up and running, but I need some help with that. Me and Christy Angel been mostly holding it down, and sometimes our work is overloaded, but we've been getting the things done. And Christy Montavon has been doing just as strong, and Shanique has done wonders too. I'm just trying to lead the rest of the council to really get more into this work, and I want us to be known because in some spaces I'm hearing we're not known, and I'm gonna make us known because Miss Daniels is usually everywhere. I'm just not in person tonight because I have a fractured nose and I'm healing. Otherwise than that, I would have been in person like always. This is like the first meeting I missed in person in a long time. Um, but definitely, I want to continue leading the charge and helping Christy Angel to lead this council. Me and her have worked well together so far. The members of the council that have stuck it out with us have done wonders. But as a council as a whole, I would like us to do more. I would like to do more. This is my last year for me personally. So this is the last time I could really do the full work because I will not be running for CEC elections when springtime comes. I will be only eligible to vote on whoever is the next board for the next term once June finishes in 2025. Um, so I have a lot more work to do, but even when my daughter graduates, I'm going to try to come back in a different capacity. But I'm going to finish this out first because that's what needs to be done. And I'm just asking you, council members, to please let me and Christy Angel continue to lead the council. And I just need your assistance with certain things because in the end of the day, I can't do it by myself. We're a team, and I'm a team player, and that's what I'm about. And I want to make sure our families continue to get the information they need and the help that they need, and continue to learn how to advocate for them and their students as well. So I would appreciate, if y'all would re-elect me and Christy Angel because we do get the work done. Like I literally got the work done up until my nose got fractured, and things happen. We all have had different things going on in the council, and a lot of us still got the work done. So I don't, I, I do what I have to do. I just couldn't be there tonight. I'm still here virtually though, and I'll be back soon as I can. Trust me, because I do not like sitting in the house. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, if we can please have a roll call vote.
Okay, item on the table is to vote for co-president Angel and co-president Daniel to run for president again, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Christy Angel,
Yes.
Shanique
Yes.
Butler. Yes. Vanessa Borrero,
Yes.
Andrea Daniels,
Yes.
Christy Montavon,
Yes.
and Jessica Rivera.
Yes.
All right, 6 votes for yes, motion passed.
Congratulations to our new co-presidents, Co-President Angel and Co-President Daniels. And now as the newly elected and take over chairing.
Hmm? No. Thank you so much, Councilmember Montalban. We will move on to the next position with the council, which is Vice President. Do we have any motions for Vice President? For myself, I'd like to put forward Christy Montalban again.
I was gonna nominate her as well.
I accept. Thank you.
Christy, would you like to, actually, I don't want to skip any steps. All right, Christy, would you like to give a statement of up to 2 minutes in regard to why you would like to have the position?
Sure. So this is my second term on the council, and I feel like we've started a lot of great work. It feels like we keep starting and then we kind of are having a hard time getting just like a full council, but you know, there's so much more work to do and so much more stuff I want to plan with the co-presidents and the rest of the team. We had a really great year last year, and I really want to build off that and continue with the legislative breakfast, and we had a great town hall and all of these things. And I just want to keep uplifting all of the concerns that our parents have. I see a lot of parents writing in the chat about concerns. That's why we're here at our calendar meetings, to really escalate and elevate all those things and to keep holding everybody accountable and asking all the right questions like we need to, because that's why we're here. So I would love the opportunity to continue doing that work.
We'll give the floor over to you, Haleen, for a vote.
I think she got Christian's vote.
Okay, the item on the table is to vote Christy Montavon as vice president. Christy Angel,
Yes.
Shanique Butler. Yes. Vanessa Borrero,
Yes.
Andrea Daniels,
Yes.
Christy Montavon,
Yes.
and Jessica Rivera.
Yes.
All right, 6 votes for yes, motion passed.
Our next space that we're opening the floor for nominations is for our recording secretary. Do we have any nominations? I would like to nominate Jessica Rivera.
I second that nomination.
Recording secretary? Recording secretary?
For recording secretary, yes.
I'd like to stay without a position if that's at all possible.
You may decline. If that's the case, I do know, I'll just ask flat out, Councilmember Butler, I know you are excellent in a lot of spaces, and I think that you might have wanted to be treasurer or recording secretary. I just love to nominate you in the space that you'd want to be in. If you want
Recording secretary will be fine.
to, okay, in that case,
I think that the treasurer will be a lot for me right now, but recording secretary will be fine.
okay, in that case, I would like to nominate our current recording secretary, Shanique Butler.
Let's go. Yeah.
I second that nomination.
Councilmember Butler, would you like to give a 2-minute statement as for why you would like the position again?
I like working with our AA, Haylene. She is awesome. Also, just to be a part of the council as a whole, doesn't matter if it's recording secretary, just to be a parent and advocate. So any piece I can play a part, I would like to do. Thank you.
Haylene, if we could have a roll call, please.
Yes, item on the table is to vote Shanique Butler as recording secretary. Christy Angel,
Yes.
Shanique Butler,
Yes.
Vanessa Borrero,
Yes.
Andrea Daniels,
Yes.
Christy Montalban, Jessica Rivera. Okay, 6 votes for yes, motion passed.
Is you.
All right, the next item on the table, we have nominations for our council's treasurer. Do we have any member that may want to be treasurer? If not, we can always send out the onboarding guide and our vice president will be able to sign off in lieu of a treasurer, and there is no pressure if no one wants to take the position for now. Do we have any nominations or anyone that wants to be treasurer? If not, we can postpone that until the October meeting or until someone may possibly feel situated to want to do the position.
I nominate Vanessa Barrera.
I second.
Awkward.
I third.
Do you accept, Ms. Barrero?
You get it out of work? You get it?
I accept.
With that being said, would you like to give a 2-minute statement for the position?
Okay, item on the table is to vote.
Oh, one moment, Haylene. We want to give Ms. Barrero a chance
I'm
to.
sorry, sure.
To speak first, yeah. Thank you, Haylene.
Sorry, we were having some technical difficulties here.
It's
There's a lot of,
okay. It's okay. It's totally okay.
I've been on the council almost a year. I'm looking forward to continue my advocacy work and getting more knowledge on how to make a change. And I'm been working great with these young ladies at the council and continuing the work.
With that being said, may we open the floor for a vote, Haylene?
Okay, item on the table is to vote Vanessa Borrero as CCD 75 treasurer, Christy Angel,
Yes.
It's disgusting.
Shanique Butler,
Yes.
Vanessa Borrero,
Yes.
Andrea Daniels,
Yes.
Christy Montalban,
Yes.
and Jessica Rivera.
Yes.
6 votes for yes, motion passed.
I want to say congratulations to all of our members. Thank you all for being willing to serve.
Thank
Again,
you, everybody.
we look forward to
Yeah.
here. And with that, and keeping in time, we are going to go ahead and adjourn the annual meeting at 6:33 p.m.
And we got Christian's vote, I see.
Yeah, you will. Yes, we can. What do you do?
Haylene, are you able to pull up the business agenda, please?
Yes.
We'll now call the CCD 75 business meeting to order at 6:34 p.m. And I have been remiss. I did not give our interpreters a chance to
Bye,
actually
Noel.
give their instructions. With that being said, if we can have the Spanish interpreters, please give your instructions.
Good evening, thank you. Buenas noches. Para escuchar esta reunión con una interpretación simultánea en español, por favor marque desde su teléfono el número 347-966-4114 e ingrese el código de conferencia o número PIN 507-437-958, símbolo numeral. Repito la información: para escuchar esta reunión con una interpretación simultánea en español, el número a llamar es el 347-966-4114 y el código de conferencia es el 507-437-958, símbolo numeral. Por favor, asegúrense de poner sus dispositivos en mute o mute para evitar sonido de fondo. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mandarin interpreters.
Gracias. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Right.
Mandarin interpreters, you now have the floor to give your
Makes
interpretation.
sense.
各位家长，你们好。如果说您需要中文翻译的话，请您打电话347-966-4114，然后按下密码932-626-595，井字号。然后再一次，请您如果您需要翻译的话，中文翻译的话，您可以打电话347-966-4114，然后按下密码是932-626-595。井字号，谢谢。Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bangla interpreters, you may give your instructions.
Announcement in Bangla language. আপনারা যদি এই অনুষ্ঠানটি বাংলায় শুনতে চান তাহলে অনুগ্রহ করে আপনার মুঠোফোন থেকে ডায়াল করবেন 347-966-4114 এবং আইডি চাইলে সেখানে দিবেন 130209-341 এবং সবশেষে দিবেন £। আমি আবারও বলছি, নাম্বারটি হবে 347-966-4114 এবং আইডি চাইলে দিবেন 130209-341 এবং সর্বশেষে # চিহ্নটি। আপনাদের যদি কোনো ধরনের প্রশ্ন থেকে থাকে আপনারা আমাদেরকে প্রশ্ন করতে পারবেন ফোন লাইনে, অথবা আপনারা এখানে চ্যাট বক্স আছে, এখানেও আপনারা প্রশ্ন জিজ্ঞাসা করতে পারবেন। যখন আপনাদের কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকবে না, অনুগ্রহ করে মিউট করে রাখবেন। ধন্যবাদ। Bengali announcement has been done. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At this time, do we have a council member that's willing to be our timekeeper?
I'll do it.
Thank
Ms.
you so much.
Daniels will do it.
Who did you say? Ms. Daniels? Thank you, Co-President Daniels. Co-President Daniels is our timekeeper. And with that, if we can move forward to the next item on our agenda, which is the 2024-25 meeting schedule. Haylene, do we have that possibly available to screen share, or should members pull up on their individual devices?
I can share it. 1 second.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If I can pull this up, I can try. Got it. All right. With that being said, council members, we see the dates that are before us. We're currently in September. We have 2 dates coming up in October, 2 in November, 1 in December, 1 in January, et cetera. If we can pull that up so members can see widely on the screen. What I would like to propose to members, I know that it's difficult. Thank you so much. It's difficult for a lot of members to get back and forth with our children or with travel and things of that nature. I wanted to open the floor up to see how members might feel in regard to having one meeting a month where we have them jointly business and calendar. Do we have anyone that feels opposed to having our meetings on the third Wednesday of every month as a joint meeting? And if there are meetings that we need to have that are special meetings, we can vote those things into being when necessary.
I agree with the one meeting a month, third Wednesday of every month.
Thank you, Councilmember Barrero. Do we have any other members that are in agreement or disagreement?
I agree. The only thing is, for some of them, we didn't pick the third Wednesday because it fell during a break. So for those ones, I think we should go for like the earlier date. Like for December, we had to pick the first Wednesday of December
Okay,
because
so
the third would have
agreed.
been over the holiday break. Yeah. So we
So
should
for the
just,
spaces that are merged, we're moving them into the calendar meeting, but for the spaces that are offered and proposed, we will leave them as be. For the already joint meetings, correct? You're muted.
sorry. I think
Yes.
that would be the best way to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So the ones that are still separate, we'll go with the third Wednesday, and then for the ones that were already joined on this proposed, we can just
Got
go.
played off.
No.
Okay, so do we have a motion to receive the calendar dates as proposed jointly? And for those that have duplicate dates, we are using the calendar date for a joint meeting. Is that clear for members?
I'm okay with that, but let's keep in mind if we do that, we got to make sure we have quorum, hopefully, and because a lot of work is going to get done in one meeting. Let's keep that in mind. I mean, I don't mind. I do the work, but I'm saying sometimes people got to go. People got to leave early. People don't come. I just want to be sure that we know we're going to be doing the work. So sometimes that meeting might take the full time. You might can't rush and leave early. Just a reminder, just to keep that in mind.
Well, I do see that our former member of the council, who we do love and appreciate knowledge-wise, Amy Tsai, is on, and she said that in order for us to go from one meeting to two meetings, we need to review and change this in our bylaws. So with that being said, we're going to need to call a, thank you, Amy, for reminding us of that, since we did not pull that in. I thought we could actually make that as a regular change, but not as a consistent forever change, but just for this particular year. With that being said, I know Amy knows what we know, and if I'm remiss, I would like to be correct. So with that being said, our next meeting would be Wednesday, October 2nd. Do we want to have a bylaws meeting prior to this October 2nd? It is September 18th. Do we want to have a meeting prior to this, change our bylaws, and then vote to merge the additional meetings after October?
We're gonna need to do that if y'all want to merge, as previous co-president Amy Tsai has said. She was.
Well, we would need a bylaws meeting, and we would need to adjust.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, before that meeting, right before October 2nd.
Yes, so we would need to have a bylaws meeting.
I don't oppose to it. I don't know about anyone else.
Okay, with that being said, are all members okay with trying to figure out what our bylaws meeting date will be in an email so that we can save time here?
I'm sorry, Christine. I was just advised 2 meetings have to take place. One to discuss and the other one to put the bylaws into place.
So then we'll use the month of October to do what we need to do for the bylaws, and then we'll see where we can shift after the 16th.
Yeah, that would be better since it has to be 2 meetings.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Shanique. I'm sorry.
Actually, is everyone okay if we break protocol and allow former co-president Amy's side to speak really quickly, just in case there is some governance that we may be missing.
I'm
we have
fine with that. Anyone else?
Does anyone oppose 2 minutes?
Go ahead, Shanique.
If you do oppose, then let's wait for the Q&A after. Amy, if you text me, we can go ahead and propose that later. I want to respect council members, and if Ms. Butler feels that that's a no, then we won't have a quorum for that vote, and we'll pull it up after the meeting. So at this point, council members, do we want to go ahead and vote in the meeting dates that are here, and we'll revisit this in a bylaws meeting before October 2nd? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Haylene, can we put that as a motion, or does someone move to have that as a motion with a second? Christian. We
The
have,
I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion to approve the proposed meeting dates as listed.
I second that motion.
Okay. So the motion is to approve the proposed meeting date. Christine,
for that, since we've already had debate, I want to ask, do we want to amend this motion to say that we will have a bylaws meeting before the October 2nd meeting?
We should.
We say yes to the proposed meeting date, and we also add in a bylaws meeting before the 2nd, so that we're already prepared to amend the bylaws. So Ms. Montalban, do you want to amend your motion?
Sure, that's fine. You can add it to the motion.
Okay, thank you. Haley, you may proceed.
okay. So I'm sorry, what's the motion?
To receive the proposed dates as listed with a bylaws meeting that will happen before October 2nd.
Okay, thank you. Christine Angel,
Yes.
Shanique Butler. Yes. Vanessa Borrero,
Yes.
Christy Montalban,
Yes.
Andrea Daniels,
Yes.
Jessica Rivera.
Yes.
6 votes for yes, motion passed.
Would you be able to pull our agenda back up? I'm sorry, I will. Forgive me, guys. It's been a little bit of a day for me today, so I'm not giving excuses, but I need a moment to pull the agenda up. One moment.
I'm getting distracted by Vanessa's glasses.
Her glasses are amazing. Don't do it. The next space, hold on. Do we have any discussion that we want to have about presentations and or special meetings? If not, we can save those 7 minutes and move this offline into an email where we all can speak about different things that we want to propose for meetings or presenters for the meeting. Okay, if everyone's in agreement, we can postpone this for the October meeting. Do we have anyone that disagrees?
No, I don't. Anyone else?
If not, we can move forward. Haylene, do you have available the committee descriptions for the bylaws? If not, knowing what our week is like, we can, if everyone's willing and it's not available, we can postpone this for the October meeting as well to save time.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay, if everyone's in agreement, we can move on forward from that as well. We do have the family and youth parade. I don't think that's a parade, but it's a outreach event in Brooklyn on Saturday, September 1st. I believe with everything that's going on, we do not have members that are available for this Saturday coming up, correct?
It's just September 1st?
September 21st.
No, I won't be available either, not yet.
So we'll take it off the table. Do we want to take that off the table if we have no members for the outreach committee and or to show up for Brooklyn?
We have to take that off just for this time around. I mean, I don't think anybody else will show up. I don't know. I mean, I know I can't make it because
if we have no volunteers, there's no point to vote on it. So if we have no volunteers, I am okay to move forward. Does everyone else feel the same? Do we have anyone that disagrees? If not, Disability Pride Parade is Sunday, October 20th. This is something that we do participate in every year. Now, we do work with the district as well and other schools. They are asking us to possibly consider an amount that we can donate. However, for the sake of time, what I would like to ask is, would the council like to register to participate to March? If we would like to,
I should be, me personally, I should be okay by then to March. Should be.
okay. Is there a space where our council would like to table as well, or do we just want to march?
I can march.
I'm just gonna march. I'm not gonna table this time around.
Okay, so with that being said, I am in agreement of those who want to march. We can make sure that they have the banner and the items that they need. If that's the case, can we have a motion on the floor to approve outreach to participate in the Disability Pride Parade?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have on the floor a motion to participate in the Disability Pride Parade on Sunday, October 20th. Haley, may we have a vote?
Helene stepped away, so I'll do the vote.
Thank you.
A motion has been made for us to participate in the Disability Pride Parade. Christy Angel,
Yes.
Shanique Butler. Yes. Vanessa Pereira,
Yes.
Christy Mandavan,
Yes.
Andrea Daniels,
Yes.
Jessica Rivera,
Yes.
with 6 votes. The motion is passed.
Okay, thank you so much. So we do have participants for the Pride Parade, and very glad that we generally are there, not Spider-Man. We are there every year. We do have the district that we will consider so that we can work in conjunction with our schools as well as our council. And with that being said, this is our last item on the business meeting. We now can motion to adjourn. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn. The time is 6:51 p.m.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. With that being said, we can now move into our CCD 75 September calendar meeting. We will now call the meeting to order at 6:51 p.m. Haleen, may we have a roll call?
Yes. Christy Angel,
Present.
Shanique Butler, Vanessa Borrero,
Present.
Christy Montalvan,
Present.
Andrea Daniels,
Present virtually.
Jessica Rivera.
Present.
All right, we have quorum.
Thank you so much. With that being said, do we, Co-President Daniels, would you like to remain the timekeeper?
Yes, ma'am. Co-President Christy Angel.
We can now move into, is Superintendent present in this space, or our deputy superintendents?
I don't know.
Do we
Do
have
you see
anyone
them?
present from the district? Let's see.
They should be logging in now.
No, I see Nora is present. I think they may be coming from another meeting.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much. Just give us 1 minute and we will be ready to go. Thank you so much.
We definitely will. With that being said, we're going to, if members are okay, we can jump over to one of the next items so that we can save space. Our minutes from our last meeting were distributed. If everyone is okay, if there are changes that need to be made, we can make those. But if there are no changes, we can go ahead and approve those minutes as distributed. Do we have any disapprovals, any changes? If not,
I didn't see no changes from the last minute.
And you don't want to make any changes?
No,
Okay.
not me, no.
With that being said, the minutes are approved. As we also wait for our superintendent, do we want to possibly put the budget up while we take these couple of minutes to use the time productively?
Yes, ma'am, Co-President Chrissy Angel.
Haylene, should I try to pull this up or do you? Hold on 1 second. I think I might have it. Might be able to do it. Hold on.
Charlie, are you okay?
I'm okay, Christian, if you asking about me.
Yeah, you are. You been.
He's making sure you're okay. Hold on, let me see. Here we go. Are we able to see this? I'm being silly. Are you guys able
He
to?
is a little small, but
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Is this any better?
a little bit. Much better, much better, much better.
Okay, guys, this is what we have for our budget right now. These numbers are able to be movable at any time in any calendar meeting. We can vote this in, we can make adjustments, business meeting, etc. Currently, the first line that we have is $550 in office supplies in case we need ink, paper, printing, things that Haylene may need in the office. We need a P card. Our website, our marketing comes through a monthly subscription. We are not able to use a purchasing order for that. So we're putting aside $2,000 on the P card to be able to continuously pay for our website, for our marketing, and for any other items that we may need that are like under, I believe, Haylene, correct me if it's $150. We have different protocols, but we do work within those protocols. And this is what we generally do place on the card so that we're able to move in those spaces. For equipment, we have $400. For local travel and meeting expenses, as we go to different schools and engage different parents, we have $550 for waters or juice or any kind of cookie platters that we may be able to have in those spaces as we engage. For parent involvement, currently it is $2,000. For member reimbursement, it's $16,200. And this is larger than what we have now because we are trying to bring on new members. We need 2 public advocates, and we're trying to add 3 additional members. For our, it says other administrative consultant, this is $3,000 for our annual report writer. And this is actually at the extremely low end. And our writer currently has been wonderful to work with us to make sure that we have what we need. She has a doctorate in a child that's also with special needs, and she has a heart for the community. Doesn't mean that we have to pick her at all. We have to do 6 people that vote for the writer, but this is the allotment that we will be voting on currently. Additionally, $300 for conference registration fees. This means if there's a place where you can learn, there's a conference that you want to go to in person and or online, you can pay for that, and the council will make sure that you're reimbursed because those resources and the spaces that you're learning will come back and empower us. With that being said, that gives us a total of $25,000 for the budget. Do we have any questions from council members?
So President Age, I just wanted to add that the budget modification deadline is mid-February, early March. So just wanted to put that on your radar.
Thank you, Haylene, because we will need to make sure any changes that we are making happen before that. Otherwise, our money is set where it is. If we don't get purchase orders in, that has a different deadline, but we want to make sure that we adhere to the deadline so we can make any changes and efficiently use our budget as best as we can. Do we have any additional questions from council members?
No, not from me.
If not, do we have a motion to approve the budget as distributed?
I motion to approve the budget as distributed.
Do you have a second?
I second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the budget as distributed. It has been seconded. Haleen, could we move into a vote?
Sure, to approve the budget as distributed, Christy Angel,
Yes.
Shanique Butler, Vanessa Borrero,
Yes.
Christy Montavon,
Yes.
Andrea Daniels,
Yes.
Jessica Rivera.
Yes.
All right, 6 votes for yes, motion passed.
At this point, we do have the space for our superintendent, if he is available, or his deputy superintendents to give the superintendent report. Do we have our district in this space at this moment?
Time is 6:58 p.m.
If not, while we
Yes,
wait.
we are. Yes, we are.
Okay.
We are.
Who's
the
saying we are?
superintendent. It's
Nora.
me, Nora. Hi, how are you? How's everybody?
Congratulations,
Yes,
Nora and
awesome.
district, for the amazing work that you did for the back to school events. You guys are growing bigger and better, and the vendors are amazing, and the spaces that you're giving for schools and parents is amazing. And we just want to say we are very happy to be able to be a part of it. And we do want to give you kudos for expanding and just keeping on being better and better and better for our parents. It's amazing to watch.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with
Kelly.
that being
Thank
said,
you.
our superintendent
Yes,
is in space, and we'll
Joy
get
is here.
Superintendent Kettler Louisant, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Co-President Angel. We really appreciate the kudos, but I think we are returning them to you folks because all of what we have done and achieved there those 2 Saturdays and before, and I would say beyond that, is really work we have done together in collaboration and partnership. So as you are giving us kudos, we are giving you kudos and returning all those kudos to you. So thank you. We were really pleased with those 2 events because they both show the power of collaboration and also the great support of our schools. As you know, all of the schools in those respective boroughs were represented. They were there to answer questions for families, to provide activities for our students that were in attendance to do. And there was something for young one and old one like me. And I think I also want to give kudos not only to you, but to our parent engagement team. They work so very hard, and they have met with you members of the council just to make sure everything we were doing had parent and student in mind. And I'm so glad that both event went so well. And as you know, we had over 3,600 D75 family members there in those 2 events. And we had over 50 agencies and school team. We make this event, as you just said, Co-President Angel, that those events are getting bigger and bigger every year. And I think it's a compliment of the work, the dedication, and also the commitment to the work at hand. And I'm so pleased that both events went well. In terms of quick updates that I want to share with you, as you know, we had a new school that we opened in the Bronx. It's 643X, and we have a new principal there, of course, Miss Maren Perlish. And on September 4th, we had the ribbon cutting ceremony there. The mayor was there, the chancellor was there, Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson was there. So it was really a great event. And I think our children really, in this setting, gonna learn and learn a great deal. I think gone are the days when we will they will put us in some old old buildings. Now whenever there is a new building in the city, District 75 most of the time will get space in this building, and that's why we are co-located at 643X. Also on September 5th, as you know, we were all together, school leaders, teachers who show up to their building really in great spirit and eagerly waiting the anticipated return of our students and families. So we spend day visiting schools with you, and many of you were able to attend with us. We thank you for that. But those visits shouldn't just stop there. We should continue to visit with you. For example, last Monday, I had the pleasure to be with parent Paulette Healy and the Brooklyn Borough president. They wanted to engage two school communities around the work they are doing around transition. This is a visit that was initiated by the borough president himself, because he wants to start supporting District 75 student staff in a very intentional way. And, we have had a lot of collaboration and engagement with Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson right now. Brooklyn Borough President Mr. Reynoso spent the whole morning with us visiting 371K in Sunset Park and 753K in downtown Brooklyn. So those were two great visits, and I know that both co-president of the council are in conversation with us around, coordinating our schedule to ensure that we can do those visits. And those visits are important because there are things that you can see, parents, that we may be missing. And you can push our thinking, you can push our practices, you can really make us better because you have some great input and recommendations to share with us. So as soon as you can, please share your availability. I myself, Deputy Superintendent Kleinberg, Deputy Superintendent Haggard, and other members of our leadership team will be more than happy to accompany you in those visits. I know there is really some big elephants in the room before I transition the updates to other team members, that many of our parents were struggling a little bit regarding the rightful placement of their children. A few were waiting for placement. I want to tell you that the New York City public school system has been working in tandem with District 75 to ensure we can place students as fast as we can. SEO, the Special Education Office with Andy, has been really meeting almost on a daily basis with us throughout during the summer and before the start of the school year to make sure our children were appropriately placed. And we are still working around how we need to improve the system. But I think we will continue to do everything we can to partner with the Office of Enrollment to make sure you are receiving the appropriate placement for your child according to your child IEP. I know it has been a little bit frustrating for some of you, and you continue to call the district office and our parent engagement team. Although we don't make the final placement on that, we've been able to support you with follow-up calls and email to the enrollment office. And I know that they have been working really tirelessly to make sure we offer your children an appropriate placement. I am so sorry if you have experienced some transportation challenges. We don't want any one of our children not to arrive to school on time. We will continue or experiencing other challenges with their busing. We will continue to engage and collaborate with OPT to make sure they continue to improve their practices, because we don't want any one of our children to be missing instructional time because the bus is late, or a bus breaks down, or they don't have a driver, or whatever the reason is. As you know, we do not manage those portfolios, but we work in strong collaboration with those two offices to make sure our children come to school every day and on time. So there is so much we can share with you. We are really excited about the opportunity to lead the district again for another year. We want to continue to promise you that we will continue to work tirelessly to make sure we are affording your children different pathways to success. By that, I mean that we will continue to engage the communities where our schools are, to bring resources, to partner with them to bring resources into our school. Every child that enters District 75 is important to us. And we are implementing some great program. We are implementing NYC Reads, as you know, phase 1 and phase 2, and Shelley will speak a little bit more about that, just to make sure our children are improving their reading skills. We are also enhancing our transition practices to make sure when a child leaves District 75, he doesn't just go home and just be there, but there is a transition plan that is developed just for that child to make sure he, she, or they continue to be productive. You know, I am always excited to share updates with you, and then I can speak the whole night, but the night is not mine, so I will quickly transition it to Deputy Superintendent Kleinberg to share some additional updates with you.
Thank you, Superintendent Louison, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new school year. It is always such a pleasure to be in company with all of you. So to add on to Superintendent Louison's updates, I do want to share some from our curriculum and instruction and special programs in terms of some of the very exciting things that we have coming up this year. And I'm also going to give you a preview of one of those big district rollouts that are going to happen this year. So in terms of some things that the superintendent touched upon, we are continuing our work with the rest of the New York City public school system in New York City Reads, and this year also in New York City Solves. New York City Solves has launched across the city, and we are piloting illustrative it's the Illustrative Learning Algebra 1 program. It's a math program as part of our phase 1 implementation in one of our high schools. This year's math programming across the city is focusing on implementing the math shifts that will help students to dig deeper into understanding and really synthesizing concepts and understanding the problem-solving process that will help to deepen their skills and make connections, which we know is so important for our students. Our district math team is working with schools to explore a variety of math curricula this year as the city's working to finalize the offerings that will be in place for next year's math programming to ensure that we are voicing the need to include the options that best meet the needs of our learners at all levels of the instructional process in math. So we are continuing as well to focus on embedding financial literacy skills into our math instruction. We know that this is very important for our students to understand the way that money works and the way that money and finances are utilized to help them to build their independence. So we're going to be doing this both through the continuation of our My Brother's Keeper programming grant and also through the continued work with our math department. In terms of literacy, our next phase in New York City Reads is including 43 elementary schools in the implementation of HMH into reading this year in some or all of their kindergarten through 5th grade classrooms. And we are going to be continuing to provide job embedded support in collaboration with Teaching Lab, which is providing some coaching supports within our schools. So this is an all hands on deck approach to making sure that our students have rich literacy instruction taking place across their classrooms. And for our students that aren't able to access HMH, we are continuing to partner with Retopia, which is an alternate assessment curriculum resource, and they have K-12 curricula programs to meet the needs of our diverse learners as they're developing key reading, comprehension, and writing skills as well. And this year, as part of New York City Reads, we are so excited to be launching a virtual monthly family read aloud series. This is going to take place in the evenings, one evening a month from October through June. So we have identified our dates for the year, and we will be launching our first read aloud on October 15th. And for each of these events, we are going to have guest readers from across the District 75 community and beyond, along with some helpful tips on read aloud strategies. We're going to embed fun related activities with the books that we're reading. And we are very eager to get you, our parent leaders, and all of our families involved in this additional means of celebrating literacy learning across the district. So if you will indulge me for just a few minutes, I wanted to give a preview of what this exciting engagement is going to look like by launching our Read Aloud series with you at tonight's meeting with a Welcome Back to School book entitled All Are Welcome. Pencils sharpened in their case, bells are ringing, let's make haste. School's beginning, dreams to chase. All are welcome here. No matter how you start your day, what you wear when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. In our classroom, safe and sound, fears are lost and hope is found. Raise your hand, we'll go around. All are welcome here. Gather now, let's all take part. We'll play music, we'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. Time for lunch, and what a spread, a dozen different kinds of bread. Pass it around till everyone's fed. All are welcome here. Open doors and rush outside. We will swing and we will slide. We'll have fun side by side. All are welcome here. We're part of the community. Our strength is our diversity, a shelter from adversity. All are welcome here. We will learn from each other. Special talents will uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. So much to learn, so much to do. And when the busy day is through, can't wait to come back and start anew. All are welcome here. We're just going to end there as the preview to our monthly read alouds. I'm seeing in the chat that we are going to get a lot of volunteers. I'm seeing some parent volunteers already saying that you'd like to help us with our read alouds this year. So I do look forward to this process with all of you, and you'll be getting notification and flyers about the monthly read alouds very soon. I do want to also let you know that our arts department has a lot of upcoming interactive programming for families as well. Our District 75 Saturday Arts Academy is back this fall, and it's going to include music, dance, theater, and STEAM, that's STEM with an arts component, with organizations such as Yafa Arts, the Conservatory of Music, Epic Players, and the Center for Architecture. So this is going to launch on October 19th. We will continue to get information out to you in your schools about these events. There are also all kinds of additional arts events that we will continue to message to the schools. A Learning Through Arts program with the Guggenheim, CEI Meridian, is going to be continuing a 5-year grant supporting our arts educators. We are going to have the continuation of our District 75 Film Awards, Festival of the Arts, Museum Family Days, and much, much more. And to embed student voice into the many things that are happening across our district, we will be continuing as well our Student Advisory Council starting in October. They are going to continue to be voicing their opinions, their thoughts, their ideas of ways to better their school and community. They did a beautiful poster presentations last year. You can see them displayed in the lobby of our district office, and so much more to come in all areas of the arts, math, literacy, and beyond across District 75. So I do ask you to stay tuned, and I'm going to turn the mic over to Deputy Superintendent Dr. Hoggard to provide you with a few more updates.
Thank you so much, Shelley. I just wanted to say I always enjoy your read alouds. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's always a pleasure to be in this space. I ask for your forgiveness. I am unable to cut the camera on. I think it's something in the Zoom settings. So I ask for your forgiveness for not being able to cut the camera on. But to just move right along with the updates, we have the Art in Transition. We have the D75 Magnet Access Ambassador Program with Lincoln Center that's going to take place this year. In partnership with the D75 Office of Transition Services and D75 Arts and Accessibility at Lincoln Center, we have developed the D75 Magnet Access Ambassador Program. This after-school program and weekend program was created to expose students to careers in the arts and provide them with real-world experience for future jobs. The Magnet Access Ambassador Program is a 2-part program that consists of 20 weeks of after-school virtual career readiness classes, and is going to start October 24th and run through to May 8th, 2025. And in-person work-based learning shifts at Lincoln Center starting November 14th. The Access Ambassador Program is seeking students ages 16 to 22 with experience on interest in the arts. Applications are due September 24th. This information will be shared across all school communities. And I just want to jump into another update with regards to Project Pivot. Through Superintendent Louisant's advocacy, I'm happy to announce that we're expanding our Project Pivot program. So this year, we're going to have our Project Pivot program housed across 5 schools: P371, P35, P25, 176X, 754X. And the goal of Project Pivot is to provide targeted schools with funds for the purpose of supporting Tier 3 students with a menu of youth support services and violence interruption prevention activities. There's going to be 4 areas that the schools focus on. That's safety and violence prevention, student leadership and career readiness, student counseling and mentoring, as well as student academic and attendance support. We are also excited to announce that we are in the process of organizing a district-wide transition fair in partnership with St. Francis College to support our students with college and career readiness. Stay tuned. More details will be shared soon. Through the New York City Public Schools Future Ready initiative, we have introduced the Home Health Aid Pathway Program to our 469X school community in every effort to expand post-secondary opportunities for our students. In addition to Future Ready, over at the 754X school building, we are in the process of reestablishing and reopening the school's barbershop. And in addition to the barbershop, we are also looking to open a cosmetology space for our students to further enhance the range of opportunities available to them. That said, at this time, I'm going to now pass it over to Nora for some family engagement updates. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hoggard. So families, we talked a little bit. First of all, I hope everybody's having a wonderful start this school year. We have to acknowledge we're in the end of September, and I'm sure that, you know, it's been an eventful couple of weeks. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, taking time out of your schedule. We appreciate your support and collaboration as always. So I just want to start off with something positive. I know we touched on the back to school events, but I just want to share that we had over 3,600 District 75 families attend these events. It was so positive. It was such a healthy and wonderful experience to see our community come together, to see the strength and the collaboration, the 50 agencies, over 50 agencies. It was a great 2 Saturdays in September, and I hope you were able to join us. If you weren't, it's okay. We will have additional events at the end of the school year, the start of the school year. There'll be plenty of opportunities for you to join our District 75 community. I want to share that NYCSA continues to be one of our focus. It's important. If you don't have a New York City Schools account, please reach out to your parent coordinator. Ask them for the account creation code. It just takes a few minutes. This NYCSA account provides you with your child's transportation information and additional information like your IEP, biographical information. Get connected, be involved, and have that New York City Schools account. If you don't have it, reach out to your child's parent coordinator. Elections, PTA elections, expedited elections are happening this month. Hopefully, yesterday we had an election at 10X, and they have their new executive board for the school year. We're really excited. It's going to be a good year for our PTA executive board. If you're interested in parent leadership, please consider running for your PTA executive board team. If your school has a PA and PTA board already in place, attend the meetings, support, get involved, and then consider running in April or May. In terms of family engagement, upcoming events, we have the first pre-travel training meetings That's coming up in October, and it's going to be October 19th for Manhattan and Bronx families. In addition to these pre-travel training, we're going to have a District 75 feeding team borough meetings where each borough will have an in-person 2-hour parent-facing workshop about subject matter that, you know, can touch many of our families' lives and our children. So more information about that to come. And I hope that you have an excellent school year, and we'll see you next month. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Do we have any other updates from the district? If not, I will bring it back to the new business for the council before we move into public comment. I do want to go ahead and read for our council members section, Article 8 for our amendment in bylaws. It says that our bylaws may be amended at any regularly scheduled calendar meeting of the council by a vote of the majority of 6 of the whole number of 11 of the council, provided the amendment or revised draft as appropriate has been presented in writing to the public at the previous calendar meeting. Adoption of this amendment or revised draft shall be a motion or resolution included in the notice or meeting. Amendments are effective immediately unless otherwise stated in the motion or resolution. So as we know, we have done one amendment to our bylaws where we did present it. We did vote on that, which means this: we are in a calendar meeting. Our next calendar meeting in October, we can present our changes for our calendar meeting. We cannot vote on it until November. But with that being said, once we vote in November, we'll be good for the remainder of the year. Is everyone okay with that? Also, I want to bring up, there's a meeting in CEC District 16. There was a fire in one of the buildings. One of our schools was co-located. Council members, you are aware of the information that's been happening. And so we want to stand in support of CEC 16. There is a meeting on Monday, I believe at 6 p.m. Co-President McLean will be sending that out to us, and those members who can attend. We want to stand in support to make sure that our children and the community that they are co-located in are supported. There's a lot more we can talk about, but some of this can be offline. Co-President Daniels, I'll hand it over to you. Do you have any additional updates outside of our upcoming committee meeting minutes?
No.
Okay, with that being said, I will be brief. Haleen, I know I don't have the one flyer, but I will let you guys know on October 4th, we are going to have a meeting with the New York State Institute on Disability. This flyer will be going out on tomorrow. This is for free home evaluations for individuals for Medicaid purposes, for OPWDD, crisis management services, reimbursements for goods, services, camps in the 5 boroughs, recreational outings, transportation in all of the boroughs. And we are going to have Jackie Tripoldi there. We are very happy to have her. She's a fierce advocate and she's always said yes. This is going to be at 11 a.m. on October 4th. Outside of that, we do have a September 24th meeting, which is starting our parent support group. The district does have various other ways that they are supporting, so we'll make sure that you have that information. This is also a busing meeting in conjunction. With that being said, we don't want to be remiss. We will put out the flyers on September 20th. The Parents for Student Travel are having a town hall with Jumani Williams, and this is on the 20th at 6 p.m., I believe. We'll get that flyer out so that parents who want to know more about the laws, advocacy, and how they may receive help with busing, we will have this available. Council members, do we have any additional new business? If not, we can open the floors up to our parents. And
I have a question about the October 16 meeting.
Would it be our business meeting?
That's the calendar meeting, actually.
Yes.
It says the location to be determined in Staten Island.
Did we want to vote on having that in Staten Island or moving it back to 400 First Avenue? are members open to going to Staten Island, or do we want to adjust the calendar as we move with the bylaws?
I'm not gonna make it there. I know that. I don't know about everybody else.
Vice President Montalban, what do you say?
Should we vote to merge our October meeting to one meeting on October 16th at the?
We at minimum can vote to do that, and then we can adjust
And
the
we can have
bylaws
it
for the-
October 16th at 400 First Avenue.
Yeah, I would say let's vote to make the merger, and then the October 16th at 400 First Avenue, and then we can make the additional changes. How do members feel?
That's fine.
I'm fine either way. I signed up for citywide. I was ready to travel.
Thank you, Recording
Bye,
Secretary
everyone.
Butler. With that being said, if we have no nays, we're going to consider that a positive vote for moving our meeting to October 16th as a full meeting. Do we have any additional questions or comments from parents? I do see that there's several parents who have issues regarding paraprofessionals, and I do want to give the floor. Is Miss Sai still here? Amy, are you willing to unmute to speak? If former member Sai has a moment to speak, that would be, she says yes. Let's see, ask to unmute. Are you able to unmute now?
Hi, evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening, everyone. My name is Amy Sai. I am the former citywide council member for District 75. I am the current community education council member for Borough President Vanessa Gibson's in the Bronx. I just came in just to support members as well as the community. I'm no longer a parent of District 75, but I will always be an advocate for District 75. I just wanted to ask on behalf of our community education councils who have District 75 members who sit on our local geographic districts that we do need some more support on the local level. I understand, and as a former member, we discussed as to how that will look like with Family and Community Engagement Division in the DOE. I asked that you and President's Council District 75 to come together and propose some kind of recommendation as to how to support those individual local District D75 members. I do believe they are, it's challenging to be able to support, a community that you're not familiar and that you're not familiar with what sites and principles that are District 75 in those local areas. And I do ask the superintendent and the district team to offer any support that they may to those representatives, because we do have a new deputy chancellor, Christina Foti, who is access and inclusion. So, us moving forward towards those goals, we do need to kind of work collaboratively, ensuring that all those seats as advisors to the chancellor are resourceful and are helpful to the community. I am here to support in any way for the Citywide Council. Let me know, but I really do appreciate this. I come from a district that is overcrowded and lack of District 75 programs. I've already spoke to leadership here at District 75 that we do need more, but without the support of Citywide Council and District 75, it is very challenging. So appreciate your service here, members. Again, there are other members that do also need support from you and from President's Council. So thank you, and giving me the opportunity to speak.
Amy, we're so happy that you're still here and supporting. We do want to give you the update. The district superintendent Louis Son and his staff, we've been having listening sessions. We're working and planning on how we move with our District 75 representatives. We have had meetings before where the entire district came together so they knew who their point people were, who their districts were, and we gave them additional information. There are many spaces that we could continue to do better with. And we do hear you, and we will put that forward to make sure that we are continuing to support our representatives in the manner that we should be. So thank you so much, Amy, again, for lifting that. We do appreciate her. Amy has been a resource forever. She was one of my mentors when I first came. So we love you, Amy. Thank you so much for coming back again. Superintendent Keller, did you want to add anything on to that?
I would just want to echo what you just shared, that we have had training on recommendation we had received during the big parent leaders meeting last year at Boys and Girls High School. And Madam Co-President, you are absolutely right. We did present workshop to our members, District 75 rep there. And so we will continue to do that again this year, just to make sure that we are providing them with information that they may need, because information is power. We want them to be empowered to represent District 75 students, families, and staff wherever they are in those CECs from District 1 to 32. And that's something we are totally committed to make sure they have the information they need to support the district throughout New York City.
And additionally, we want to say our recording secretary, Shanique Butler, she is our ad hoc chair for our District 75 representatives, and she'll be having meetings. We'll be coming and collaborating with her to see how we can further support the representatives, as she was one. So she knows some of the struggles that's been happening. So we're looking to work with President's Council. We've been speaking with them and FACE to see how we can make this a more even-lined thing for all of us as we support. Mrs. Wanda Belinas, you have the floor. Can you unmute?
There's a lot of noise around me. I have this magnificent opportunity to be attending today because I was unable to attend my CEC meeting this evening. So with that being said, my daughter is 6, so that's why I'm not able to be in there. So not everybody knows, but I am letting you all know that I am the District 75 representative in Education Council for Community for School District 8. And I am glad to say that we need, issue. Okay, my apologies. So long story short, we want to have at least in one of our meetings, and I imagine that everybody from District 1 to 32 to be able to have a District 75 deputy chancellor, no, deputy superintendent, anybody from the district office to come and attend at least one meeting. I know that's 32 district, but because I am the loudmouth, I want to have it in my school district. So with that being said, I will appreciate actually the support, and I am joining my voice to Ms. Sai. Thank you.
Thank you so much, parents. Do we have any other hands that are up? Any other questions in the chat or anything that we have missed that we are remiss about in the chat? As always, you can reach out to D75 council@schools.nyc.gov for any advocacy, any IEP issues, and/or any support that you may need with your students. Quentin Mizenton, one of our D75 representatives, you have the floor.
Awesome. You guys are awesome. Just want to give all you guys your kudos and your flowers. Superintendent's office, and you guys, love you guys. So yes, I'm Quentin Mizenton. I'm the D75 rep and first vice president of District 28 CEC, and just a proud parent of my 2 D75 sons. My question comes off.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime, brother. I started a committee. I'm the chair, the class size committee, because it's been a big thing in our district, big conversational piece, and I just felt like it needed its own space. The question I have is, I know it's not right now impacting D75, that law that was passed, but since we share so many schools with others, do you see that this law is going to have an impact on how we share schools when it starts being implemented in our district? My district right now is like totally overcrowded. So I kind of see it as something that's going to push our students out when their zone students and principals have to make these mandates I could see them targeting us. Has that been a discussion when it comes to that conversation? I've been bringing this up in our district, but those questions don't usually get answered. So I just kind of been like putting stuff together myself and just trying to understand. But I just want to know, have you guys heard anything regarding the class size mandate and how it's being implemented, being something that can hurt us in D75 and our students that share schools?
That's an excellent question, sir. And I think it shows your commitment to not only your own children, but to the rest of the children in District 75. Let me start by saying that you are absolutely correct. The class reduction policy is not being implemented in District 75 because our class ratio is driven by, you know, mandate from the IEP and by different laws. So I am also happy to inform or re-inform this all of you here tonight that this year the chancellor has, and the mayor and the city of New York has opened 24 new schools. And that's why we just told you earlier that we were on September 4th in the Bronx to open, to have a ribbon cutting ceremony for our new DBN in the Bronx. There are 23 other schools that have opened throughout the city. I will say that the class size reduction law, it is not something that will be implemented in one shot. It is being implemented gradually. This is the second year. There are some different ways to meet every year. And so far, New York City and the New York City public school system has been implementing it with integrity and intentionality, because there are a lot of people, union partners, that are looking at what we are doing. And so far, we have had some positive feedback. Wherever there is room for improvement, we will improve there. But so far, it has not affected District 75. As a matter of fact, we have increased the number of students in the district, and we have been able to open some additional sites this year. I'll give you an example. This afternoon, I had a meeting with space planning and Chief Dimango, because we are looking at the possibility of opening a new DBN, which is a new school in District 75. We open a new one in the Bronx this year. We are looking at other boroughs that have a surplus of students to see what we can do. Right now that I am speaking with you here, borough liaison Kathleen Lefevre, who is the borough liaison attached to Staten Island and Manhattan, is actually at PS 26 on Staten Island, because there is a community meeting. They are building 2 brand new schools there, one across from the other, and District 75 will have space in those buildings. We will, next year, at PS 26 on Staten Island, we will be opening 16 new classes. Your question is very valid and quite appropriate, but no, we are not being affected by that class size reduction law.
Former co-president Tsai said laws of IDEA and ADA protect our students. Did you want to say anything further to that, Amy Tsai? And thank you, Superintendent Kettler. Also, while we look at the chat to see if we've missed any questions, we also want to go into our interpretation rooms for Bangla, Spanish, and Mandarin to see if we have any questions.
Bangla line has no questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions on the Spanish and or Mandarin line?
No questions for Mandarin levels. Thank you.
No question Spanish.
With that being said, we will give the floor over to Ms. Stephanie Sandias from CE16, and then over to Amy Tsai, and that will end our public comment. Ms. Sandias, you do have the floor.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I just have two quick questions. My first question is this. I know Mr. Ray Velez has retired. For schools that have not had their elections for PTAs and PAs, who is the new liaison that will handle the correspondence and whatever else that needs to be handled that was handled once by Mr. Velez? And then my second question is regarding an incident that happened in District 16 with our co-locating school, Brighter Choice. Is there any update on what happened in regards to our D75 program that's in that building? I think that's it for me. Thank you so much.
I can give a little bit of that, and then I will give it over to our superintendent. We've been talking over the weekend, myself and CEC President McLean, plus another member. We did go over to visit the school on Monday. We did get a little bit of information. We did put out a joint letter with CEC 16 and CCD 75 asking for a retraction. It does look like our school is implemented in something. It's still under investigation. We cannot say much. However, we don't want to look like or have any level of miscommunication when it comes to our children, our schools, and what is happening in those spaces. I will say honestly, we have not heard from Superintendent Mims. That does not mean there hasn't been higher levels of communication that has happened that are above my head. So with that being said, I will give it over to Superintendent Kettler. Louison. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Co-President Angel. I think we all were very relieved when we knew that our children were safe last Friday. I received a call very early from Principal Berkovich there informing me of the situation. He took the appropriate step and even supported the co-located school there, the general education school there. And so he also made sure he contacted not some of the parents, not most parents, but every single parent that had a child in attendance that day. So we were covered on our part. I want to give kudos to Co-President Angel here, who really brought a matter very early on Saturday morning to my attention, and I proceeded to contact Superintendent Mims, who advised me that he had received that the letter did not come from him, but it has been vetted with New York City Public School Legal. So I did tell him that I think the beginning of the letter was very much misleading because it mentioned 140K when we know our students were not part of what was happening there. Au contraire, we assisted the community there. So yesterday, I even followed up with another conversation with him. He did tell me that he had a conversation with legal. I am assuming that the matter now is with New York City public school legal department. But I appreciate everybody's advocacy, how you stood to defend the reputation of our District 75 student. I did reach out to him immediately, and he told me, you know, I didn't write it, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, but I said, still, you signed it, so that means you agreed with everything that was stated there. And he passed it on to, not pass it on, he explained to me, like I said before, that the letter was vetted by the legal department, and that's where we are now. Could you please repeat the second question, or was that the second question?
That was the second question. My first question was that it was brought to my attention that Mr. Ray Velez has retired. So when people try to contact him, that's what comes up. So what about the schools that have not done their elections or had him as the liaison? Who do we now go to for help with our PTAs, our PAs, our elections, and stuff like that?
You know, that is also a very good question, and really a good inquiry. In the absence of Ray Velez, and we want to say thank you to Ray in absentia. You know, Ray has done really great work in District 75. He has led PTA, SLT, and DLT for us. He has been our go-to person for matter of bylaws and policies and rules and regulations. We certainly miss him tremendously here, but we want to wish him well in his well-deserved retirement. In the absence of Ray, we have been pooling our resources. And if you have any question or any outreach you need to do surrounding PTA election, please email Nora Almodovar Eckert here. You know Nora very well, although I am butchering the name a little bit, but Nora is the person that has graciously stepped up to shoulder that responsibility until we identify a replacement for Ray. So thank you for your question.
And I will, Stephanie, I will put my email in the chat. We have been, we're scheduling PA-PT elections. If your school is in need of PA-PT election support, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I mentioned earlier that yesterday we had a very successful election at P10X, and we have a few elections scheduled at the end of the month. So really exciting to move forward with this work. And if you need any additional support, families, I will put my email in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you. President Angel, Co-President Angel, may I have a follow-up question in regards to what I asked before? Is there time?
Let me give yes, you can. Let me give 2 minutes to Amy Tsai, 2 minutes to Neokia, and then you can be our final question, and we will end the night with you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Amy Tsai, you have the floor.
Hi again. I will keep it short. I just wanted to give some information to the members on the council, as well as the community. This is a season for district planning. The district planning office should be reaching out to you in regards to the upcoming any utilization of capacity throughout the city for District 75 programs. The law is very clear for Department of Education that fair, appropriate public education is offered for all students in New York City for public schools, and that every student that has a special need and has an IEP is accounted for accessibility. So under IDEA, individuals with special needs and ADA for compliance for accessibility, as a member on the council, we have made it very clear with the superintendent's office, as well as the partnership with the superintendent's office, that we all advocate for all students to make sure that all buildings can possibly be accessible 100% and even full partially accessible, because we know that every student that comes in, we never really sure. So every building that we try to make sure that it's inclusive for students that live in a district, who will attend that school in that district or even close by is possible. So really ensuring that we know that UFT and CSA has been a great partner to ensure that D75 programs are first and foremost a priority to the community. That, as well as making sure that when there is a seat or a program available at building locations throughout all 32 districts, that charter schools, community schools are not first put in priority before District 75 programs. So, families and communities should be very clear about what their rights for their child, as well as District 75, when it comes to spaces, especially under the federal law IDEA, as well as ADA. Fair public education is really important to our community. So I just wanted to give a heads up to members here on District 75 Council to be a great advocate, to make sure that you know these policies, that these are regulations stipulated by the Department of Education, and that you're always echoing this because it's important to your child and to every child in the community. So I am done. So thank you so much. And I hope everyone have a great evening.
And I'll piggyback quickly. We have had ODP come and talk to us about what's happening in our schools. Council members, our visits will be happening October through December so that we can go and see in person what these schools need. As Ms. Sai was speaking, we need to lay eyes on it, know what's going on, be able to advocate appropriately. As well, we do have information to support you in our school visits, what that looks like. We do have a capacity and utilization committee. We do not have a chair of that yet. However, that doesn't mean that we can't move forward to be able to continue that advocacy. With that being said, parents that are on the call, all of our committees are open to anyone to join. So we do look forward to your advocacy and your joining us as we push forward in our advocacy. Thank you so much, Amy Sai. We will now give the floor to Ms. Nichols, and then we will give it to Ms. Sandys to wrap us up, and then we will move to adjourn the meeting.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, because I'm outside. So my question is, my first question and concern is about the placement. Why, when you guys send the letters out, why isn't busing attached to the placement? Why is that something separate for the parents to set up on their own, or to go through the school system to set up on their own? Because I myself have been frustrated with the whole beginning of this whole school year, even though it just started. And I'm also a first-time mom, and the placement letter was sent to me in the mail, but when I called to do the registration, I was given the runaround saying my child couldn't attend the school. Then when I go to the school the first day, because I was told to come to school on the first day of registration to register my child, I was also told that busing has to be set up on the parents' end. Then I'm also given another set of information from somebody else that the school sets up the busing and it takes 11 to 14 business days, which is beyond ridiculous. I'm literally a single mom, frustrated, struggling with my child. I had the same situation last year where I lost my job because of the same situation with the busing, as well as no after school with the school system. I'm completely confused about the whole process. My next question is also about the placement. On the placement letter is saying that my child belongs in this class, but then when you get to school, it's a whole different scenario. So it's I'm given the runaround for everything.
Superintendent Keller, do you want to speak to Ms. Nichols' questions?
Absolutely. I think, first of all, let me just start by apologizing on behalf of our enrollment office. I don't think anyone there plans to really create a situation that will cause prejudice to you and to any one of our parents. We have had a surplus of students turning 5, and we have been working around the clock, really. And I think I mentioned that during my opening updates to say that and I give the name of the person. Andy from the Special Education Office has been meeting with us almost on a daily basis and with the Office of Enrollment to ensure that every child referred to District 75 has a dedicated seat. With that being said, we have been trying our best to place every one of our students. In some cases, we have placed our Turning 5 first, and student like second graders, we are just now creating a tracker to see where all of our available seats are, just to make sure every child get a seat, every child who need a seat get a seat. We continue to engage with the Office of Enrollment. Please know that they we reach out to them and make recommendations based on concern like the one you shared. And they've been trying their best to place students. The same way with OPT. We know that there have always been challenges in the beginning of the school year. We meet with them regularly to ensure they are responsive to your feedback and do everything they can do to provide quality service to our students. I am pleased to advise you that our school will be able to hold after-school program. For the most part, we are working with Mr. Yuki Yamada here at the district office and the budget office to make sure that our school are able to provide some after-school program this year.
And is that for all schools?
So far, yes.
Okay, because the school that my child attends, they don't
Yes,
even offer no type of resources or any of that.
yes. And I cannot disagree with you, but please know we are not ill intent at any time, and we are working, like I said, around the clock to make sure we continue to improve the system. But if yesterday during the state of our school address, our Chancellor Banks, announced that the system and the program is called Open Arms, right? The system has welcomed a lot of new immigrants to the country. So all that is influx to our system, and we have been working to make sure we're not neglecting anyone, including your own child. And that's why I wanted to apologize to you tonight. If you follow up with Nora or Jackie Ortega, we will make sure that the issue is resolved. Thank you.
Additionally, if anyone online needs any level of support and or advocacy, again, we do have our council's email where we can also escalate this to the district for support, d75council@schools.nyc.gov. With that being said, Ms. Sandias, you can round us out with our last question for the night.
Thank you so much. My question is surrounding, like I said, the incident before, right? How can we, especially in our co-located school, right? And I don't know if Superintendent Kettler, if there's already programs put in place, but how can we foster a better partnership with our co-located school, with the districts that we're in, so that they are aware of who's in their building, so that misinformation, like what happened at Brighter Choice, can be stopped before it started? Because I know when I first saw the article, being a D75 parent, I knew that was impossible, right? But how can we do that so they know when they're talking about our population, what is feasible and what's not, so that we're not spreading misinformation and creating more distrust or more alienation of our population? Thank
Miss
you.
Angels, let me just answer this way. For that to happen and happen in a successful way, it will require advocate like you, like all the members of the council here and all our parents here. Parent, really, you are a force to be reckoned with. You have raised the issue that this letter had created, and we all are paying attention to it. Beside that, in addition to that, there is also what we call the building council. I believe a lot of problems happen when there is lack of communication. What we have tried to do at the superintendency level is to ensure that principals that are co-located within the same building hold their building council meeting. They are mandated to hold it once a month. They should be holding it with fidelity to discuss the issues, the matters, and whatever concern they have for the campus. Those principles, we are advocating that they have each other's cell phone. When something happens in one place, it will probably affect the other place. So those two leaders or those 3-4 leaders should remain in constant communication. I can give you many examples where this cohabitation, this co-location is working very well. And by the way, I am sure some of you remember our program, Collaborative School Communities, where we had selected some co-location site where the relationship was so great among the District 75 school and the District 1 to 32 school that they were celebrated not only by our Deputy Chancellor, but also by the Chancellor herself. At the time, it was Carmen Farina that we started that initiative. We still have this going on at different levels, and where there is a breakdown in communication, those are the exceptions, but not the rules, because principals are mandated when they are co-located to have council meeting. And in addition to that, there is an office that we call campus governance. And there is, I believe his name is Mr. Cohen. Whenever there is an issue at a campus school, co-located school, his sole job is to visit that campus, meet with the leaders there, and ensure that there is good communication, there is collaboration, there is partnership. And because all of the children in New York City are our children. There is no student with IEPs or student with no without IEPs, because they all belong to the New York City public school system. So I beg your support here to really keep those issues to the front and continue to advocate, because you really have some powerful voices here. So thank you.
Thank you so much. With that being said, I know members, it's been a long night. Family members, it's been a long night. Thank you all for joining us. And we do hope that you have a pleasant night. If you have any places where you need help, again, please do reach out to us, D75 Council at schools.nyc.gov. If you want someone to come visit your school, reach out to us. We're here to stand in the gap and make sure that you have what you need in your schools. With that being said, do we have a motion? Wait, I want to say thank you again to all the parents, to the district, to the members that are here, to the family. With that being said, now, do we have a motion to conclude for tonight, to adjourn? We have silent council members.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. We do not need a second. We are going to adjourn at 8:13 p.m. and we will relieve our interpreters. Thank you for tonight. Everyone do get home safely and have a great day at school on tomorrow. Good night.